What up, you guys? Peek out here in Singapore, and it is 4 o'clock in the morning. Don't ask me why I'm up. I have no idea. But I wanted to get on here and talk a little bit because I kind of want to recap. It's technically Sunday morning. Had all of Saturday, and I basically took most of Saturday to, do baby girl's hair. I had a conference in the morning, like a workshop call in the morning with Maston Kip, and I loved it. I have never been so energized, and there's so many different things to implement. It's been a long time since I've been so excited to watch something live and then go back and actually watch the replay. I'm one of those people that if I've done it already, I don't want to spend time doing it again. Not if I can help it. But it's been great. It's been really great to sit down and listen to all that Maston Kip has to offer. The way he looks at mental health and life in general and how that plays out into every aspect of life is very similar to the way I see it. I don't have the technical terms. I don't have the modalities, the DSM, none of that stuff the way that he does. But I still do feel like if you can fix your brain, the way you think, the way you deal with things, a lot of things can be eliminated. And part of that is noticing, being aware, first of all. So for me, it almost seems like, you have to go through the awareness first. And then once you have the awareness, you start to practice healthier coping mechanisms so you can move through drama when it appears in your life. I don't like using the word trauma. I'll use drama instead. And then eventually once you get the hang of actually, using the theories that you've learned about, if you can get to that next step where you can teach, I think it's really, really helpful. So first of all, be aware. Second of all, practice, and then teach. So honestly, that is basically what he talks about when he talks about, your student self, and then your practitioner self, and then your teacher self, your entrepreneur self. It took me a little bit to kind of grasp the whole thing, and I realize now I'm very weak on the entrepreneurial side, but because I've never done that before. Let's think about this. I'm 38 years old. I have 20 plus years of being a student. I have 15 plus years of being a practitioner, and it's only been like what, 3 years, 4 years since I've actually been an entrepreneur, like actual business owner. So yeah, baby girl got to step it up a little bit on the entrepreneurial side, and that's coming. I just got to try more. All of us get used to doing certain things. We get used to being in certain places. We get used to our little routines, and it's like a safety for us because, yeah, at one point we stepped out, and we feel like once we stepped out that one time, that it was risk enough, and we kind of get used to that new reality, that new normal. But in business ownership, in adulting, it means you consistently try new things and include new information, use new practices. You continually, have a group of friends. They change with the years, and you get used to new groups of friends. So for me, that means I need to be ready to lose people. Now, abandonment is one of my core issues. And I hate losing people. I really do. I will hang on to you for dear life. I am loyal to a fault, and I don't like losing people. But for the most part, I've been lucky enough not to lose people. We fall out of step for a time, and that's normal. I mean, even if I walk with my daughter, let's think about like three-legged races, right? She wants me to train for a three-legged race, and I think it's really cute. But if we both walk together and she has her arm around me and I have my arm around her, yes, at some point we'll go both left foot, then both right foot. And then as we continue walking and talking, not really paying attention to the way we step, we eventually switch, and it's like inside step, outside step, inside step, outside step. And then eventually again, it swings the other way. So naturally, it happens, right? We follow each other for a while, we unfollow each other after a time, and maybe we follow each other again later. But that's just the way of the world. As much as it pains me, it does happen. And it's not that I fight it or I push people away, because I did. In the beginning, I used to push people away before they could push me away because I don't want to be left. I don't want to be left. I want to have the last word. I want to be able to be the person that said, hey, you know what, I'm leaving you. Because then it doesn't hurt so much. Then I don't have to question about, whether I was good enough and what made you want to leave me in the first place. But I recognize that in other people now because I've been through that myself. And as much as they might say, I don't want an explanation, I know I need to give an explanation. If nothing else but to ease my own mind, I'm going to give an explanation. The simplest possible terms. It's hard. I don't enjoy it, but I know it's necessary. The last thing I want is to walk away or have someone walk away from me and not know why. The very fact that people reach out and say, hey, you know what? Okay, maybe it was for a season, means that you want to know why. You're inviting that, but you're also setting yourself up for, if you don't want to tell me, okay, I'm ready, but I noticed. I know that situation very well. I noticed when my husband started walking away. I noticed when my boss started walking away. I noticed. And whether they were in the space to be able to tell me what was going on or not, I don't know. Maybe they told me along the way and I didn't notice. That happens too. But for the most part, I would like to know why. Because then that tells me if it's me or if it's you. And once I know it's not me, then I can stop trying to figure out how I can fix the situation. If it's not me, I can't fix it. You hear what I'm saying? More than that, as I grow, I realize that because I've chosen to become a business owner, I have a responsibility to the public. If I'm telling people I teach something, I need to let you know when I'm dealing with something. I need to make sure that I'm always in a good headspace to be able to help. I'm not here just for play. I'm not here to sell a couple of things real quick and then go on my merry way. That's not this at all. I've told you from the beginning, this is a legacy. This is a long-term goal. I want the world to be happier. I want the world to be more content with their lives. I want the world to experience more love. Because I see what the impact is with simple actions of mine. Supporting you means I pay attention to what you post, and when it feels off, I'm going to ask. And I'm going to give you a couple chances to tell me, oh no, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. If you don't want to open up to me, that's perfectly fine. Then I'm going to start walking my way. I'm not going to chase you down. I'm too old to chase people. You know if you want help or not. You know I'm available. The rest is really up to you. No, but with that being said, I need to also be careful of the things I allow. I've been the kind of person that, for the love of attention, for the love of being able to say that I have some friends, I would hang on no matter what you did because I didn't want to lose people. I've lost a lot of people in my life. I've lost essential people at crucial times in my life. And I've survived. I'm a little fucked up, but I've survived. I'm okay. Yes, I am avoidant and anxious, essentially disorganized. I would love to have secure attachments. I'm working on that. First step is to recognize half the battle is knowing you're in a battle. I know I'm not perfect. I also know what triggers me and what doesn't. And the fact that I know what triggers me means I need to be more careful. I had a conversation with a young man the other day, and he was very sweet. He was talking about, he finally got his passport together. He wants to travel the world a little bit. If he finds himself in Singapore, can he come see me? And I said, yeah, of course. I would love to see you. I would love to meet up with you. And then he said, I'm going to make you my girl. And it triggered me. I've heard that before. And I know what it looked like. I know what happened afterwards. Obviously, the attention of that person who said it the first time was not the same as this young man. But, nevertheless, that term triggered me. Knowing that it triggered me means that I have some unresolved issues with the first one, because it shouldn't trigger me if I'm healed. It shouldn't trigger me if I've been through that before, it hurt me before, and I did the work I was supposed to do at the time to figure out how it won't hurt me again. I can't be owned. I don't belong to this clique or that one. Never did. You can't tell me what to do. I've had people come and tell me, I think it'd be so much better if you did this and you did that. And if I don't listen to them, they suddenly have an attitude. I've had people do that. My mom did that. That isn't to say that they didn't want the best for me. Some of them did, some of them didn't. My mom wanted the best for me, but she did the best way she knew how. She didn't know that there was more to life than the way your mama taught you, the way it's always been done. She was against me studying psychology, but the more and more I did things, the more and more I learned things, the more and more I behaved differently, she saw the value and she decided to study psychology. The reason we initially go ask people for help is because we don't know how to do something. The reason people come to coaches for life skill kind of things is because they can't get out of their own way. They're used to doing things a certain way. And for sure, they know that there's a better way out there. They just can't get the hang of it. They need help. And I'm happy to be there. And like I said, because I've chosen to teach what I know, I need to be very careful that I'm always in the kind of space where I'm ready to help. Like an easeful, peaceful, useful life. I need that. I need to be grounded. I need to be able to maintain my own emotional balance in order to love and support you. As a client, as a friend, whatever. Even as a mentor. Mentors need support as well. Mentors are meant to be strong, yes, absolutely. But you being a client is also reciprocal for them. Business is cathartic. Teaching other people what you needed at one point in your life is healing. Because in every one of my client relationships, I've healed another part of myself. Unwittingly, not knowingly. I didn't know, I didn't see it coming, but it helped. My fear of sales. Oh my God, I've had an aversion to sales since I don't know when. Since before I met my husband, I think. I don't like selling things to people. Selling means I need to convince you need this. Nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna sit there and convince you need me. What I can do is show you that I can be helpful, and then the rest is up to you. I had a conversation with another young man. I seem to talk to a lot of men lately. Another young man reached out, and he's actually a very good friend of mine. And he was saying, things are getting difficult. He doesn't know what to do. He feels kind of backed into a corner. But he loves his family, and he would do anything for them. And right now, the path of least resistance seems like the best one. And I get it. Man, that was home for me for a while, the path of least resistance. How do I get you to not bug me? How do I get you to not stress me out? That was the path of least resistance. But I also know that the path of least resistance comes with a lot of sacrifice, meaning to say that you're going to shut your voice up in order to appease the people around you, just so you all get along. The general understanding is that if it's not the path of least resistance, it is a path of aggression. That's not true either. There is a way to do things where you're not aggressive, where you're not on the offense. You don't have to be on the defense. You don't have to be on the offense. But for you not to be on the offense, you need a lot of trust in the relationship. I need to know that I can trust you in order to say what I need to say, and that it will be received at all. It doesn't have to be received well. It needs to be received. And if it's received, we'll work on how you take that information after that. You see, a lot of people right now are very busy about selling. And they always have a package going on. They always have a launch. They always have something that they've got going on. And that's fine. That's cool. Most businesses always have something going on. But I can't always be in sale mode. I can't always be in launch mode. That's a lot of energy. I'm not going to push you to come work with me. I will serve you with value. I will keep putting information out there. But if you need support while you work on the things I'm teaching, you need to work with me. You need to walk with me for a while. I had to go back to the beginning of my business and look at why I started in the first place and why I chose to do things the way I chose to do them. I have a little savvy. I don't know all there is to know, and things continually change in the social media landscape, but I had an inkling. I had a guiding force as to why I should do what I do. And the initial start was create content. Create content consistently. And I was good at it. Trust me. I was producing podcast episodes every night. And it started off with just Facebook. And eventually it was Facebook and SoundCloud. And then eventually it was Facebook, SoundCloud, Libsyn. Because then it pulled in Spotify and YouTube for me. Perfect. There were certain moments in my podcasting career where I stopped and I wasn't as consistent because I was upset. And the last thing I wanted to do was to get on the mic and be yelling about people. I did not want to rant. I did not want to show the world that I was so angry because me being angry, in my opinion, means I'm off balance, which means anything while I'm off balance will knock me over. Now, I don't mind getting on the horn afterwards and saying, hey, I went through this, I was shaken up, and I was stirred up, and I was upset, and I figured it out. This is what I was meant to see. I don't mind teaching you that way. That seems a little more natural to me. That's better to me. But while I'm upset, no, I won't do it. That's not who I am. If I can't rile up my tribe when I'm in this kind of a mood, kind of mellow, not really yelling, but fervent, driven, excited. If I can't rile you up like this, then I have no business teaching what I'm teaching. If I have to be angry every time to rile people up, I have no business teaching what I'm teaching. I'm teaching emotional intelligence, y'all. How to manage what washes over you every so often. This is integrity. This is brand recognition for me. So color me happy. I choose the things that I allow into my life. I choose the things I focus on. From morning till night, I have a little bit of social media work to do. I'm on there a lot. I check messages. I make sure people are okay. That is the way I run business. But I also need to be here for my daughter. I can't allow anything that happened on the internet to affect how I behave with my daughter. I can't allow anything that happened inside my house to affect how I behave on the internet. But I can allow it to lead me to what needs to be talked about next. I can't allow it to teach me where my audience is and what they need, what they're looking for, what they're dealing with. It requires me to be very present everywhere, in person and online. So I have to reduce the things that upset me. I need to amplify the things that make me excited. I need to focus more in places where I feel good about myself. Fitness is one of those places. I feel good about myself. Generally. Generally. I don't like when I'm not consistent. It hurts my feelings. It upsets me. And fitness isn't my primary focus in life. It's not what I teach, but I love it. I love feeling strong. I love feeling beautiful. I love wanting to dress up because I feel good about my body. Yeah, it's like that. I love being in groups. I love interacting with people. I love sharing my story. I love inspiring people. I want to do more of what I love. So when I check my messages first thing in the morning, I want to make sure that my feed is full of people and posts and ideas that get me excited to put my feet down on the floor and get started for the day. I know what it's like to have to drag your ass to work, not looking forward to it. I know what it's like to wake up to messages from work that say, oh my God, this crisis happened and that crisis happened. Oh my God, I hate this person. I hate that person. I know what that's like. I would rather turn my phone off, turn over, and go back to bed. But at that point in time, I had no choice. I had to drag myself up. I had to go to work. Now I go to work. I go to work all the time. I work way more now than I ever did before. But I love it. I feel good about it because I feel satisfied with the work I'm doing. I see the changes in people. I see the impact. So color me happy because I choose to be happy. I choose to see the happiness. I'm not saying there isn't pain in this world. Damn it, I know firsthand. I know I didn't go through, a teenager bout. I didn't go through an emo phase. Nah. I have been in survival mode since I was 5. I'm only now slowly coming out of it. I'm only now learning to put things away when I'm done using them. Put things away when I'm done with that relationship. I give myself closure now. And it helps a lot. It helps me better identify with y'all. It helps me better serve y'all because I'm learning to take care of myself in the process. I cannot be burnt out. I can't be running from pillar to post every chance I get because I need money. I can't do that. Because then the reason I'm serving you is all wrong. It's all about my intention. It's all about me. I'm being selfish. Because I am an instrument. I am here to serve you. I gotta take care of me. I love being there for people. I love helping them through things. I love listening. When I listen, I really feel. I identify. I can relate. And while there are plenty of people out there that don't think I have any intuition whatsoever, I know me. I know me. I finally know me. When I came to Singapore 6 years ago, I didn't know who I was. I almost felt like Jane Doe opening up naked in a body bag in Times Square. Yes, that is a reference to the Blind Spots TV series. I loved it. I'd forgotten who I was. I'd forgotten what I was capable of, the kind of person I generally am on a day-to-day basis. I've forgotten what I like and what I don't like. I had to rediscover all of that. And now that I know what I like and what I don't like, it's up to me to notice when I'm falling off the beaten path or when I'm walking that line straight to my passion. I cannot waver. I can't be distracted. I've built so much in a short span of time. And I feel good about that. So I'm not saying I need yes people around me, but I do need people that recognize my potential, are inspiring themselves, and will allow me to come into my own. So, choosing who I'm around, choosing what I see, choosing what I feed my brain, that's how I color me happy. And I hope you do the same for you. Now, if you'd ever want help with that, let me know. I'd be happy to support you. Till Until then, I catch you guys later. Good night.